Hello and welcome to our viewers. I'm Brian from ComputerWorld, and today we have with us Horace Dyke, who is an instructor at Ryerson University's IBM System Z Mainframe computing program. First of all, what is a mainframe? We have some viewers that might actually not know exactly what a mainframe means these days and what it meant in the old days.
Well, mainframe, Brian, is nothing more than a computer that has been created by IBM originally many years ago, and has over the years changed into being a general purpose computer that runs a lot of different types of workload, but typically financial type workload.
Day one of the mainframe course, do you have to kind of break down some barriers of preconceived notions that students may have about mainframes?
Yeah, some people may come in, particularly with a idea of what a mainframe is, in terms of it being old, being something in the past, which is partly true, but they don't realize that the advancements that have been made in technology have all been applied into the mainframe world, and that it's a very advanced piece of machinery.
And how does the progression of learning go? I mean, you have the first day when you're explaining to some students who might not even understand exactly what the new class of mainframes are. Where do you go from there?
Typically, the way you start is you start from what it was, to what it is today at a very high level, and then you start explaining some of the big pieces of it: the operating system, the hardware, the underlying hardware, how they're tied together, where they came from. What they do today in terms of what kinds of applications they run today, what those applications look like, and the capability of the mainframe, what it could do. You talk about many of the application languages like assembler, like COBOL, and even some of the higher level languages like Java, and explain that they all can be used on a mainframe.
Okay.
And then you go on to some of the subsystems that are used there for web serving and things like that.
And how hard is it to learn mainframe versus learning, distributed computing, regular stuff?
I think it would be roughly the same kind of. It would take the same kind of time. The difference is you're dealing with a lot of legacy things that you may or may not need to really get into in very much depth, depending upon what kind of job you were to get in the future. The problem is with mainframe, there is so many pieces and so much of it that you could learn. You could spend your entire life learning and never touch it all. So it really, and that is part of the heart. That's one of the issues when you're trying to teach this stuff, is you're trying to give people a high level and a good overview of all the pieces, so that if they get out into the workforce and went to work in a mainframe environment, they'd understand all of these things, and then would be able to go from there and learn in a specific area and become an expert in that specific topic or area.
So what about you? How did you get into the mainframe business?
Well, I came out of school as an electronics technologist out of Centennial College, and I went to work for IBM. And my first job there was fixing mainframe hardware. So I worked on tape subsystem, disk subsystems, and the mainframes themselves. My programming and computer knowledge has really been built up over 33 years of working for IBM.
What attracted you to teaching?
Well, I was actually approached by IBM to if I was interested in teaching this particular course, and since they worked along with Ryerson to set it up, so I went for an interview. Thought it would be an interesting thing to do. Always enjoyed working with people and teaching.
All right, well, thanks very much for coming in, Horace. And that concludes our interview. I'm Brian Bloom from ComputerWorld, and thanks for watching.